Welcome to Mark's British Airways Fleet Update, looking at short and long-haul fleets.
Hello and welcome to another British Airways Fleet Update here on Mark's Trains, Planes and Trams. Thanks for your support for these updates. I appreciate you pressing the like button. Do press the like button if you found them useful, and make sure you subscribe to the channel and click for notifications. That way the next time we update on the British Airways fleet, it will just whiz straight through to your device and you won't miss any updates here on the British Airways fleet.
Let's kick off with the British Airways City Flyer Fleet Update. All about their Embraer 190 fleet.
So on that fleet, let's have a look. Embraer 190 Lima Charlie Yankee Oscar remains at Exeter. It's been there since the 11th of January for maintenance. Last time we spoke about Lima Charlie Alpha Foxtrot and its diversion to Milan Malpensa on the 4th of January. Well, I'm very pleased to advise after repairs on the ground, it flew City Flyer 9760 from Milan Malpensa back to London City on the 20th of January, back into passenger service the next morning. Then on the 19th of January, Embraer Lima Charlie Yankee Juliet flew London City to Stansted on the City Flyer 9769. Couple of days in Stansted for some maintenance and then back to London City on the 22nd of January on the City Flyer 9760. So very short flight, interesting flight that operating such short distances. Obviously it's a lot easier to get aircraft to Stansted than it is Exeter, but I suspect that's a slightly different line of work.
Time to check out the Gatwick-based Airbus fleet of BA Euroflyer. Tell us what score with the Gatwick short-haul fleet, Mark.
Fairly brief update for the Euroflyer fleet, the Airbus aircraft that operate for British Airways in the self-contained subsidiary based at London Gatwick. Just 4 updates for you. Echo Uniform X-Ray India flew Birmingham back to London Gatwick on flight 9755. After a maintenance visit, it went straight back into traffic that afternoon on the 20th. Golf Alpha Tango Kilo remains at Madrid for maintenance, been there since the 4th of January. Golf Alpha Tango November, which has been at Glasgow, flew a relatively unusual flight on the 18th of January, 9750, the call sign, aircraft unable to climb above flight level 80, so it cruised from Glasgow back to London Heathrow, flight level 80, remains at London Heathrow, so obviously some further investigations into that fault, and Golf Alpha Tango Papa remains under maintenance, the British Airways facility at Glasgow. That's your update on the Gatwick Euroflyer fleet.
Across to London Heathrow to check out the Airbus narrow-body short-haul fleet of aircraft.
Quite a long list for the Heathrow mainline Airbus A319, 320 and 321s. Having a look at the 319s, which is strangely enough the longest list, but Delta Bravo Charlie Foxtrot at Dublin returned to London Heathrow on the 16th of January, BA 9270, back into traffic the next day on the 17th, but something went wrong and back out again on the 19th. Delta Bravo Charlie Bravo remains at Madrid for maintenance, been there since the 3rd of January. Delta Bravo Charlie Golf flew out to Malta on the 22nd of Jan, BA 9278, and Delta Bravo Charlie Kilo flew back from Birmingham on the BA 9273 on the 23rd of January, back into passenger service the following day. Two of the aircraft that we've previously updated you on flying to Abu Dhabi remain there for maintenance: Echo Uniform Papa Romeo and Echo Uniform Papa Sierra. And looking at the A320s, Echo Uniform Alphas at Glasgow, having flown up in service on shuttle 6 Kilo on the 17th of January. Echo Uniform Kilo remains at Dublin for maintenance since the 10th of January. Echo Uniform Mike in Madrid. It's been there since the 25th of November. I've been presuming that aircraft is there for maintenance, but bearing in mind what happened to one of the Airbus aircraft at Madrid relatively recently, where it was stored and then cut up, I guess the longer these aircraft sit in Madrid, the more suspicious one might get that possibly they might not return. Whether that would be the next one to be withdrawn, I'm not so sure, but equally some of the older Airbus aircraft are likely to be withdrawn in the near future by British Airways. And Tango November Echo at Glasgow since the 13th of December, and actually prior to that had been out of use at London Heathrow since the 1st of July. That returned into passenger service on the 18th of January. And Tango November Oscar returned from Malta, where it had been on maintenance, BA 9279 on the 22nd of January. I gave you an update last time on Wi-Fi fitment across the Heathrow Airbus A320 and Airbus A321 fleet, aircraft that had arrived relatively recently but come into the fleet at Heathrow without the Wi-Fi, which is slightly odd, but I think the aircraft were needed. There wasn't a contract in place. So Tango November Uniform, which I gave you an update on last time, heading to Prestwick. That returned after Wi-Fi fitment, BA 9271 back to London Heathrow on the 23rd of January. The flight crew that brought that aircraft back from Prestwick had arrived on Tango November Sierra, which is currently being fitted with Wi-Fi. I've repeated the update from last time, it's on the screen, but we're now down to one aircraft, I think. Tango November Tango in terms of the Wi-Fi fitment.
Now, it's time for the long-haul fleet update, starting with the Airbus A350.
Well, recently I've been glossing over the Airbus A350 fleet because none of those aircraft are due heavy maintenance. They're not flying off anywhere for maintenance. And it's been pretty unusual for aircraft to be involved in incidents that take them out of service. And that remains the case. But one noteworthy incident, which you can see happening as I describe it on the video, A350 1000 X-ray Whiskey Bravo Echo struck by lightning on the upper part of its vertical stabiliser at Sao Paulo International Airport just prior to departure on the 24th of January. Special inspection then took place in the 2 or 3 hours immediately after that incident. The aircraft not allowed to depart initially, but eventually it was on its way. The 16:20 scheduled departure of the BA 246 actually delayed until 23:07 once the flight crew had confirmation that there was actually no damage to the aircraft.
Staying with Airbus, let's go double deck and see what's been happening with the A380 fleet.
I've been happy to explain to you in some of the recent updates that we've been seeing better reliability from the Airbus A380, less disruption, less cancellations, but sadly the fleet has returned to causing quite a lot of disruption in a short period of time for this update. The BA 57 to Johannesburg remains a troublesome child. On the 23rd of January, that flight was cancelled after X-Ray Lima Echo Golf did not complete maintenance, having been out of traffic for 2 days previously. On the 25th of January, the BA 193 to Dallas Fort Worth was originally tabled in the system, the operational system, as cancelled, but the flight was actually reinstated, and a 777 provided Golf Sierra Tango Bravo Foxtrot from the 777-300 fleet. Good to avoid the cancellation, but just be aware that aircraft, while it's a large aircraft, it actually has 214 seats less than an Airbus A380. Quite a lot of American flights to Dallas, and quite a lot of passengers actually who fly to and from Dallas are not going to Dallas. They're using it as the massive American Airlines hub, so probably an opportunity for BA to reroute some of those passengers, maybe via Miami, via Chicago, via Los Angeles. So the cancellation of that avoided, but a 777 replacement. And also on the 25th of January, the BA 11 from London Heathrow to Singapore cancelled due to no aircraft available. Passengers were dispersed on other British Airways, Qantas and Singapore flights, and some connections. So 3 aircraft currently not available: Echo Alpha, Echo Golf, Echo Hotel and Echo Lima. So currently 4 aircraft in that fleet not available: Echo Alpha, Echo Golf, Echo Hotel, Echo Lima, all unavailable for use on the 26th of January. No prospect, of course, of first in club suite fitment throughout this year, and Echo Alpha has been over in Manila since the 25th of November, so it's clocked up 2 months now. You'd expect that aircraft to be complete and on its way back, I think. So there may be some issues with Echo Alpha over in Manila.
And now, let's review the comings and goings across BA's biggest long-haul fleet, the Boeing 777 fleet.
And on the Boeing 777 fleet, the largest long-haul fleet in British Airways, Golf Victor India Oscar remains in Taipei. It's been there for maintenance since the 1st of January. Yankee Mike Sierra at Cardiff since the 18th of December. Returned to London Heathrow on Saturday the 25th of January on the BA 9173. Straight into service that evening on the BA 59 to Cape Town, but very considerably delayed departure. British Airways having to seek a sanction against night flights. It should have left just before the curfew, 22:25, didn't actually depart until 0007. Yankee Mike Bravo, which went technical in Aruba on the 19th of Jan, arriving on the BA 2167 from Antigua. Well, that remained in Aruba and then flew direct back to London Gatwick. Quite unusual to fly from Aruba back to Gatwick, but an empty flight with no passengers on the 23rd of January, returning to traffic the next day. The passengers were rescued by Yankee Mike India, which operated a rescue mission from London Heathrow, BA 9609, and then back on the BA 9602 to Gatwick via Antigua. As soon as the aircraft arrived back at Gatwick, it flew the BA 9152 Gatwick back to London Heathrow, possibly taking parts and maintenance staff out, bringing passengers back, I think, although it's unusual to operate with a 96 series flight number with passengers on, but maybe as an unscheduled move. Yankee Mike Golf remains on loan London Heathrow to the Gatwick fleet since the 18th of Jan, partly because India Oscar, Mike Bravo, Mike Charlie out of use for varying periods of time. Sierra Tango Bravo Hotel remains at Cardiff for maintenance, been there since the 6th of January. And my standard line in the 777 section is to tell you that Victor India Victor remains at Cardiff, club suites fitment complete, awaiting paperwork approval. So the paperwork's been sorted at the British Airways end. It's submitted to Boeing to tell them what they've done, to confirm that the work is satisfactory and meets the Boeing standards. Boeing has been stripped of its ability to certify that, and it has to go to the Federal Aviation Authority, who I think probably enjoyed a bit of time off for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Still no news on that. Yankee Mike Tango flew from Heathrow down to Cardiff on Saturday the 25th of Jan. BA 9172, that's for maintenance at Cardiff. Victor India Whiskey returned from Spain from Teruel on the 23rd of January. BA 9175 back to London Heathrow. Within 3 hours of touching down, it was on its way to Newark, New Jersey on the BA 189, and that aircraft, one of the 2 remaining Heathrow aircraft without club suites. So any speculation that that work was going to start soon appears to be misfounded. And Victor India November flew to Teruel on the 23rd of January. The BA 9170, believed to be for maintenance, possibly a repaint.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any thoughts on this video or its content, drop your comments below. We appreciate them all. Time now to check out the 3 variants of Boeing Dreamliner that BA operates out of London Heathrow.
Last but definitely not least, that takes us on to the 3 fleets that form the 787 fleet out of Heathrow. So the 787 fleet then, 7879 Kilo Juliet returned from Abu Dhabi on the 18th of Jan, BA 9176 back into service 2 days later. That was replaced by sister ship Kilo, which headed out on the BA 9177 to Abu Dhabi. A bit inefficient there because they didn't fly those aircraft out in a way that shared a flight crew. Juliet India from the 787-8 fleet went technical in Tokyo while pushing back from the stand on the BA6 on the 21st of January. Aircraft was taken out of service, the flight cancelled, but the aircraft returned empty to London Heathrow the next day as the BA 9176. 787-10 Lima Hotel went technical in Seattle after arrival on the 21st of January on the BA 53. The return operation on BA 52 was cancelled, and 3 days later the aircraft eventually ferried back to London Heathrow on the BA 9606. 7878 Juliet Charlie remains at Cardiff for its club suites fitment and wider refresh, the 3rd in the series, and still no sign of the new 787-10 Lima at Charleston. And that allows us to just summarise the 787s not available for substantial periods of time. 3 787-8s have been out of service for a little while now. 2 787-9s and 1 787-10. I've given you those updates before and details on that slide on your screen right now.
That's everything for this BA Fleet update. Always good to get your thoughts and contributions. Catch you on this channel for another BA Fleet update very soon.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and click the notification button so you don't miss any of the great trips Mark has coming your way on this YouTube channel.